Hello and welcome to another Microsoft Excel 2016 tutorial. In this tutorial, we will going to learn a little bit about how to work with an Excel sheet. Now, this is the same document that I have from my previous example that I shared with you. And we created 3 sheets and we deleted one of the sheets. Now, I will delete another sheet, so now my document is back to only a single sheet. Now, let's try to understand how a sheet is structured. On the sheet, you see all these rectangular boxes. Each of these rectangular boxes is called a cell. And if you notice that one of the many cells has a darker border, which is this one. Now, this cell is called an active cell. Wherever you click and you see that darker border around a cell, that cell is called an active cell. The location of the cell is known by the column and the row meeting point. So if you notice that that particular column and that particular row is in a slightly different background and the text color than the rest of the columns and the rows. Also, you can see the location of the active cell right underneath the clipboard over here in this section. So wherever you click, you will notice that this location will actually change. By default, the active cell is location A1. Notice whenever we place a location of any cell, it is always column first, row next. So if I click here, this will be F4. G1, A1. So this is how you can place your insertion point anywhere and you can put text in any of the active cells. So that's what an active cell is, the cell that is selected. So for example, if I would like to come down to cell location A2 and I would like to put some text in it such as name and press enter. Now the name is the text of the cell location A2. If I would like to add anything to this name, I can click and I can begin typing. However, there's a problem when you do that. If you simply click and you start to type, you will notice you will end up overwriting the existing content. You can always press escape to cancel the change. So the escape key on the keyboard can be pressed to cancel the changes, and it will be reverted back to your old text. Okay, now if you would like to append, you can always double click in the cell and that gives you an insertion point, and then you can start typing by simply using your arrow keys or the home and end button to go to the beginning or end of the same cell. And then if I would like to type student name, whenever I'm done with making the changes, I press enter to finalize the changes. Okay, now you will notice that the student name doesn't fit in the column A, it rather goes in the column B. So if I go under column B and put some more text like student ID and press enter, you will notice student ID barely fits in B as well, but it sorts of kinds of chops off the AME from the name. It doesn't really chops it. The problem is, since the cell to the right of A2 did not have any contents, therefore we were able to see the data. Now that the cell to the right of A2 has contents, therefore student name does not fully appear. To bring it back, all you need to do is, there are 2 ways you can do it. Before I teach you both ways, one of the ways is that you bring your mouse between the 2 columns, B and C. For example, you will notice that your mouse pointer will change to 2 arrows pointing in opposite directions. You press and hold the left click on the mouse and you drag it to your left, to your right. When you're dragging it, you will notice that the width has a value and it also has a value in pixels. So if you want to drag it to the left, it will going to shrink it. If you drag it to the right, it will increase it. Wherever, however far you want, you can let go when you have reached that point. If you want Microsoft Excel to auto-size it for you based on the longest content in the column, you can simply bring your mouse on the line that separates the two columns and double-click. And the double-clicking will going to let you change the column width to fit the longest item in that column. Again, to do this, you simply double-click. Okay, now I would like to put some more data here, such as GPA. Now let's add some data here. Now let's give a heading to this sheet. You can change the name of the sheet from here, but I would like to give a heading to this data. So for example, this is Andrew's School of Sciences. Now Andrew's School of Sciences is only in cell location A1, similar to student name. It only appears in B1 because there is nothing in B1. I want Andrew's School of Sciences to literally cover more than one columns. What do we call this when a cell actually goes beyond its size? We call it merging. So if I click in cell location A1, press and hold the Shift key on the keyboard, and click in cell location C1, it will select A1 through C1, all the cells. Now, in the ribbon, again, same deal as in the earlier classes I taught you, this area is your ribbon. On your ribbon, you have tabs. I'm in the Home tab. All of these are categories. I'm in the Alignment category. In the Alignment category, I'm in Merge Center. So if I click on the option Merge and Center, it will not going to just merge these three cells into one big cell, but will also going to center align the text. So here we go. It merges and centers aligns the text. Now, I can apply some basic properties like bold. I can change the text color. I can increase the font size. And I can do something very similar to these items as well. So, in this tutorial, we pretty much learn how you can enter data in an Excel spreadsheet, how you can merge and center cells, how you can append to an existing cell. And if you notice, Excel automatically right aligns the numbers. It doesn't matter if there are whole numbers or there are decimal numbers. And left aligns the text. You can always choose the text and change its alignment, but that is the default alignment of the text and the numbers. Hope you have enjoyed this tutorial.